All right, so we are live. Let's get started with. Wonderful. Welcome everyone to a new episode of the Women's Empowerment Series. I'm so excited to have with me this morning for you, Judy, and my afternoon, Judy Vee, connecting from Mexico. Welcome, Judy.
Thank you. So good to be here. So thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too. I mean, I am, the Women's Empowerment Series is a platform for women, female leaders around the world who are, making a difference and paving the way for others and helping through their service, the work they do, and also setting up examples for other women to inspire them. So I'm so honored to have you with me today, Judy.
Thank you. Let's see what we unfold. Let's see how this goes, how this rolls.
Hi, Heather. So good to have you with us. Heather is connecting from UK with us. So nice to
Hi,
have
Heather.
you. Hi. Oh, wonderful. So I can see people coming in. Welcome, everyone. If you're watching us with us live, let us know if you have any questions, comments, anything. And if on replay, it's just a hashtag replay. So, Judy, let's talk about you. I am fascinated by your beautiful title. And that's what drove me to you, which is an activator, an alchemist, and a creator of miracles. And I think that is like we all, as soon as we hear that, we're like, we want some of that. So tell me what it is and how do you do that? And who is Judy?
Well, there's a few premises. One, we are anatomically designed to connect to, communicate with, and create from infinite being. And when we do that, we are miracle makers. Not because of anything strange or unusual, just because we collapse the time between the cause and the effect. Now, you take that to the extreme. Not only do we collapse the time between the cause and the effect to create, to actualize energetically, theoretically, hypothetically, but physically.
Wow.
And I'll leave that to anyone's imagination to the extent to which that physically can be. But that's, in a nutshell, as tight as I can get it.
Okay, so which means, and let me just put it bluntly for whoever's watching us, which means that if you have a dream, like a beautiful dream, an exciting dream, and so what you are saying is that we have the ability to turn our dream into material world and a reality.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. When we trust in ourselves, 100 trillion%, no doubt whatsoever. When there is no doubt who we are in this physical realm is more energy than matter. And we have what I call a harmonized trilogy of being.
Okay.
I don't buy into the construct of ego. That's not in my model of the world at all. Ego is a heavily interfered with, a heavily corrupted construct. It creates a lot of separation, a lot of judgment, and all of that. So for me, this physical representation of who we are is a trilogy of being. And that trilogy of being is body, being, and planet. We are of this planet, therefore part of our makeup is planet.
Yes.
And there's the being.
Yes.
Then there's the body.
Yes.
In this matrix world, I'm going to try and stay low. So
I'm following you. Okay. So it's like we are talking body.
The body is what is the leader.
Yes.
We have been conditioned, programmed to believe, we've been taught to believe that it's the being, aka ego, that is being labeled ego, that is what represents us. No.
It's like you, me, now sitting down and we're physically connecting. So we are in the material world, yeah? No?
The physical world, the physicalness of us is materialized.
Okay.
We are the materialized version of infinite being. of the
Yes.
infinite realms.
I love
The
that.
body.
I love that.
And it's the body
Yes.
that runs the show. It's the body that connects to infinite being. And through body, we get answers to every question we could think of under the sun. Not
Absolutely.
being, because the being
Mhm.
comes from the mind.
That's
And
right.
the mind is nothing but the brain in action.
Mhm.
And when the being is coming from the mind, what part of the mind is it coming from? Is it coming from the oldest mind that
Which
we
is the subconscious mind, the paradigm you carry? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, or the oldest mind, which is that of survival. And when we're in survival, we're in lack. When we're in lack, we're activated. And those chemicals that get fired then control body. That locks us down and separates us from infinite realms.
Which blocks us from achieving what we could achieve.
Yeah. Well, achieve. We'll always achieve. We're always achieving. We're always manifesting. We're never not manifesting. We're never not aligned. All of those things, all of that language for me is New Age spirituality, New Age constructs, which are embodied in false light.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
We are. There's no, in my model of the world, there's no such thing as aligned timing, divine timing. We are time.
Okay.
When we harmonize the trilogy of being, free of all forms of energetic interference, and with that harmonizing, the body is the leader. The body leads, not the mind.
Okay.
The body leads. And when the body leads, it moves on awareness from infinite realms before it goes to the mind. Only after the move does it go to the mind. And after the move, it goes to the mind. And that part of the mind that is activated is the newest part of the mind, which is the forebrain, the telencephalon. That part of the mind has foresight, has insight, and it has, as such, intuition. Intuition in my model of the world is not something from the infinite realms. Intuition comes from activating the forebrain. You marry awareness, that means the movement moving from the body before it gets to the mind, and intuition, you are a miracle maker. You collide between cause and effect, the thought and the experience.
That's incredible. And this is how you help the women, and the impact that you have. You help them marry between their intuition and that's
the activating part of what I do is I clear the energetic interference that's blocking them from moving from awareness. That's all I do.
And the energetic blockage is usually what comes from the paradigm and everything we carry from the old us, right?
Yes, it is. There are many different component parts and aspects to this energetic interference. There's energetic interference in the form of that which we have hereditary.
Yeah.
Inherited. There is also that which we have been programmed, conditioned, and how we have separated ourselves in order to receive love, right? So as children, we're told to calm down, stop doing that, don't do that, don't do that. Right. And we're expressing our authentic self, and we're constantly told, stop that, don't do that, don't do that. And we keep doing it until we don't. And the moment we stop doing it, we say, okay, I'll stop being me, and I'll be that in order to get love. And then that creates a whole paradigm, a whole tanker loads of issues as we then grow up. We feel unworthy. We feel like, what's the word? Imposter syndrome. We feel
everything. We feel like love is a trade. You do, then you get love. If you don't do, you don't get anything. Yeah.
So you're separate from your authentic expression. The most powerful thing that we can ever do, the number one thing that we are ever required to do, is know thyself. That is it. I am that I am. I am it all, and nothing is missing. And know thyself. That is it. That's all. When that becomes your primary focus, everything else happens for you. Everything comes to you.
Because you deserve it, because you know you deserve it, because you know you
own
worth
it.
You own it. That's even more powerful. You own it. So creating miracle is about owning the fact that you can make them happen in your own life.
Owning it is knowing your true expression.
Yes.
We are here to be the authentic expression of who we are. We are here to be the physical manifestation of our infinite being. We're here to be the physical expression of our higher self, of our higher realms, of our infiniteness. Because there are three principles, and I was shown this when I was a child in the most horrendous experiences. There are three things that my whole model of the world is based on. One, we are eternal, we are divine, we contain within us energetically, chemically, physically, in all the ways we contain within us the original seeds of creation, that's what we contain. We are one with it all.
Wow.
There is nothing missing. And
there's perfection inside of us.
There's everything. Everything. And as such, we have access to all wisdom, all knowledge, all intelligence. We have access to all the information that ever has been, is, and ever will be. That is fait accompli. We have that.
Okay.
And we have the ability to get that, to get all of that, to get access to all of that. We can ask by simply asking questions, and body will give us the response every single time.
Wow.
We have that ability.
We don't trust it.
We don't trust it. We don't do it. We trust what the mind says in the mind, because what part of the mind is being used? The oldest brain? No.
I love what you're saying, because this is so true. What is in our mind is based on the evidence of our knowing and what we see, which is limited, right? Because we see as much as, wherever we are, whatever we go through. And all the rest, we don't know it, have no evidence of it.
No. And this is why we have to move on awareness. When we ask a question, we get the awareness. It doesn't come to the head. We move on it. And then after the fact, after you've moved, it's like, where did that come from? How did I know that? Every one of your listeners here today would have had an experience similar to that at some point in their life, more than once.
Yeah.
Now, we get to have that as our everyday reality. So that's number two. Number three. Let
me bring this beautiful comment. So glad this is being shared out loud. Judy is phenomenal, and is about to flip the personal development industry. And he said, I love this.
Thank you.
I agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I love that, because, because I think your explanation and your understanding of it it's so real. It's like, I'm like, I'm scientific, but I'm like, I'm listening to your stuff so well.
So I live it.
What? So let you finish, and I have a question for you. Okay. So the first one, let's repeat it so that everybody will follow us.
Okay, so the first one is, we are divine. We contain the seeds of original creation. We are divine. We're one with it all. There is nothing missing, and we're not separate from anything.
And that's what we always say. We have a perfection, spiritual perfection. This is what we say. Yeah, we read it everywhere. We know it. Okay, so that's the one.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever change it.
No, and we are eternal. This is not our first or last rodeo. We're not eternal. We are eternal. We're not finite. We are infinite.
We're infinite in our soul.
In all, we're across all timelines, all dimensions. We exist in all realms.
Wow.
We think about it. We're one with everything. Where are we not?
That's true.
Where are we not?
We are multidimensional. You can be anywhere. Anywhere.
Yes.
Anytime.
Anytime, on any timeline. We are multidimensional. Or when you really sort of like sit with that, allow that to percolate, it unravels so much in your torso, in your solar plexus. It's just extraordinary.
It makes you feel
free.
Free and just on top of everything. It's like, it's almost like nothing will matter, really.
Time?
Yeah.
What is time?
It's our creation. We are time. We create.
Yeah. It's crazy. And when you really embody that, when you are the living embodiment of that, everything shifts. And when you understand that, then there's no knowledge, no information, no wisdom, no intelligence I do not have access to. You wanna take Einstein's theories to the next level, if that is your calling, if that is your thing, if that is your authentic expression.
Yeah.
You don't need to go to university to do that. You've got everything within you to do that. I know this to be true because I have proven it over and over again. And I can relate, I can share
Give me one
stories.
example. Give us one example.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
I know you started this a long time ago. Okay.
Remember, we're on your number 2 right now, right? We've got to
Okay,
stick to number 3, but let me share an example of that from my perspective, right? I'm going to take you back to like a long time ago, a long, long time ago, on a dark and stormy night. I had a very unusual childhood. I was locked up and I was severely abused, and it was horrendous. It was horrendous. I lived.
I feel you. I read about it. I know, Judy.
Yes, it was rough.
Yeah.
And like I would times I would go to sleep at night and I would beg for my heart to stop beating because it was the only reason I was living.
Wow.
And it didn't stop beating; it kept on beating. Anyway, after just one particular really horrendous night of absolute insane torture, I remember I walked into the bathroom and I remember I looked in the mirror and I saw myself. I was about 15 years old. And it was almost like the first time I had actually seen myself. I actually saw myself, and it was felt like, whoa. And I looked into my eyes, and as I looked into my eyes, it felt like something was reaching down into my solar plexus and grabbed something. And I grabbed something. I called it my something for many years because I knew that was my core, that was my essence, that was my infiniteness, my soul, my spirit.
You met it that night.
I was locked up from 3. I didn't go to school. I was uneducated, unsocialized. I didn't go out. I was locked up years after years after years after years after years, right? And there was no internet in those days. There was no YouTube. There was none of this. I had no knowledge, no information, no education. I could barely read and write at that point. And in that moment of that connecting, grabbing my something, I was transported out of my body and I was now outside. It was cold November morning, gray in Dublin. And it was raining and it was a dull morning. And I remember being outside, not cold, but perfectly comfortable, and actually feeling one with the birds, one with the trees, one with the raindrops on the window pane, one with some grass I felt was being cut somewhere because I could smell it, and one with that. Just one with everything. It was the most exquisite experience. But what happened next was I was blanketed by something that was so extraordinary that words can never explain it. And I didn't know what it was. It was all consuming. And it was like, whoa. And it was like just so much. And as I looked up and I saw myself looking in the mirror, I realized in that moment what it was. It was love. It was the most divine, unconditional love that was just so pure, so expansive, so infinite, so limitless. And in that moment, I saw the primordial field. I saw it all. I saw it all. I saw it everything. In a split second, I saw it all. Everything. And I could say, it was just everything. And I just knew in that moment, I planted 3 seeds for my life: love, prosperity, and adventure. I knew that would be my life. Here I was, uneducated, abused, used, abused, shot, you treated like meat, you name it. It was horrendous. And here I was planting 3 seeds, and I knew without a shadow of a doubt, my life would be love, prosperity, and adventure.
I love this.
Without a doubt. And I knew I would escape.
Yes.
Went back into my body. Whoa, that was a weird experience.
Like a new life. You called it love. Can it be the force of life that just awakened inside of you?
It was love more than that. It was an understanding that everything is love no matter what.
Everything is.
Everything is love no matter what. In the infinite realms. In this 3D world of matter that we're living in, it's not.
Yes.
Right? It's not. Right?
No.
But we can get there. Every single one of us can get to that point of infinite love, no matter what is going on in this 3D world.
Oh my God, I can so much understand you, Judy. And I just love what you are saying.
But here's the miracle. We haven't got there yet.
No.
The miracle is that when by the time I left the bathroom, I knew I would escape. I didn't know when. And I knew I would live a life. I knew exactly the job I would get. It would be one of three. And this is where it gets really weird. Right? I had no idea. I'm not educated. I knew I would get a job in oil and gas, shipping, merchant banking, or stockbroking. I had no idea what those words were.
What those, oh my God.
None, right? And I knew I'd escape.
One of them.
I then was, out of nowhere, I was getting information. I was teaching myself things out of nowhere. I escaped 6 years later.
6 years later. So you were like 21.
Within 1 week. No, this is before 2000. This is in the early 90s.
You were 15 years old when you had the awakening, and then 6 years later, you left. You'd be 21-year-old, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. So I was about 21, 22.
All those fields.
I escaped, and within 1 week, I escaped. I knew I had to leave Ireland. I had to leave Ireland. So I flew out. I'd never been on an airplane. I managed to fly out.
Wow.
I landed alone on a Friday night, again in November. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what was going to happen. Within 1 week, I was offered 2 jobs. One is in a trading account on an oil and gas trading floor, and another one in shipping. I can't remember the role that was offered. I have no idea. I can't.
You attracted them to your life because of the strength of your believing.
That's the one I got. I was earning nearly 6 figures.
Yeah, this is like the impossible, right? Because people study so hard. They have to go to the best universities and barely make it to the 6-figure. And here you are attracting the incredible into your life.
In my model of the world, I actualized it.
You actualize it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, fast, really, even though we don't talk about time. But
it's collapsing the time and space.
It is.
When you connect, when you move on awareness. So that's all I knew. All I knew was moving on awareness, was living in the field of possibility, in the curiosity, in no sense. That's all I knew. And that's what I moved on. And that's what the world responded to me with. It was that, not before I got to the brain, right? Not using my brain, not using logic, because there's no logic that you could apply to say, well, I'm going to escape and I'm going to get a 6-figure job in trading on an oil and gas trading floor, reporting daily to the chairman in New York on our positions.
And with no studies.
And no experience. I walked in the office that first day and I saw a computer, and I had never seen a computer in my life before. I did not know what to do.
And how
but
did
I didn't let it get to my head. I didn't ask myself, how do I turn on this computer? I just moved. Your
energy was preceding you.
Infinite realms coming through.
I am so touched by your story. It touches me in the profound way, because I think, this is the exact thing we want to hear today, and we need to hear for everyone, because there is so much hopelessness that is now taking place because of not being able to have faith in what you don't see anymore. You keep it, but you hold it for 6 whole years, let alone the 15, right? Before you even get there.
Yeah.
That's a lifetime.
Yeah. Yes. To me, it wasn't a matter of when, it's going to happen, right? And it was about being in all of that. So, and here's the interesting thing, is that in that time, I experienced such joy, because as I walked out that bathroom, I knew one thing, that you could hurt this mortal body, but you could never, ever, ever touch my something. And the joy I experienced, no matter what,
and you can never take away the deepest love you have in you. Never.
It was just unbelievable. It just, words don't explain it.
I had a connection issue. Judy, I hope you're still here. We had a tiny connection issue, but I think it's just too much energy. It's like probably the whole thing is gone. Come again. So you said, I think what you illustrated is that, the moment you connect with the deepest, purest, profound love, no one can never, ever take that away from you.
No, yes, because what I realized is even though the next 6 years there was a lot of trauma, a lot of drama, a lot of torture, I still experienced ecstatic joy and bliss, calm and serenity, because my environment did not determine my state of being.
Absolutely.
This is what you get to understand when you are the embodiment of your divinity.
Yes.
No matter what is going on, doesn't matter what's politically going on, doesn't matter what economically is going on, doesn't matter what physically is going on, doesn't matter what's going on in your home. It does not matter what's going on in this moment in time. It does not determine you.
I love it. I just love what you're saying, because your serenity, your peace of mind, your balance inside you, you got the key for it, and no one can
take that. No one and nothing can take that unless you allow it to.
I don't think I found any story that could illustrate that better than you do, Judy. Like really, truly, because that's real. This is like it happened. It's real.
And and like my story is very public, because many years later,
I'm impressed by you. I know.
Sorry.
I mean, here's what she's saying. I think you're the actualization of life force not yet formed. It is life force. That's what you
are. The actualization of life force not yet formed. Yes, absolutely.
So what happened? You went to, you did this training, you were in this super high level executive position. And then what? What became of you after that?
10 months later, I got fired. 10 months later, I got fired.
Why?
And here's the interesting thing.
Why were you fired?
It's not because I couldn't do the work. It's because I wasn't conform. I didn't play in the
Of course, because you don't have all the degrees they need. Oh my God.
No, not that. I didn't conform with the politicking, right? Okay. So it's like, if I had a point of view, like, well, this is the way it is. There was, as you can imagine, a corporate, there's a lot of politicking, right? And I was causing ruptions. So I was paid very lot of money to leave quietly, right, after 10 months. Nothing to do with my ability. I mean, the chairman was like, he thought I was the best thing since sliced bread. He was over in New York, but in the office, in terms of politicking, I wasn't playing in the sandpit. I did not know how to play in the sandpit. All I knew is to be my authentic expression, not this game or that game or the other game. See what I'm saying? That's all I knew.
You're following your inner guidance.
Yes.
And your inner guidance is your true you. So you can't be politicking.
So I disrupted, right? So I was paid a lot of money to leave. Now this is where it gets really interesting again. I was paid a lot of money to leave, and I left. And I was like, as the doors closed behind me, I guarantee you, I could audibly hear the collective sigh of relief. Oh, thank goodness she's gone. We can go back to politicking again.
You were too much for them. Way too much.
Yes. So, but here's the interesting part. At no point did it cross my mind, oh, woe is me. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, see, I told you were not going to be able to do this. I told you you're stupid. I told you blah, 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 blah. None of that came into my mind. All that came into my mind is, oh, that's interesting. So what's next?
Excellent.
Yeah. And then I got another job, paid a little bit more in oil and gas again.
All right. So what you had planned suddenly became reality one after the other.
Yeah, and I kept getting fired after a year.
Okay, so it wasn't really your calling.
Well, it was interesting because I made a career of getting paid to leave.
That's a lot of money. You probably can make so much money from that.
Eventually, I was living in Cape Town, and I'll never, ever forget the moment I was fired yet again from the last corporate. Mm-hmm. And again, not applying a meaning to it. Just that's interesting. But this last time I left, and I remember looking up at Table Mountain and the sun setting behind it. And I remember thinking, okay, now what? This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. What? Right? And then I got a message, do your own thing.
That's how you started your own.
And then I was truly set free.
I love that. And you look at you now, you're such a beautiful leader. And I think you're in the embodiment of what the law of attraction and miracles means, because sometimes, you explain that, because there isn't any teaching that you can say, do 1, 2, 3, but just sharing your experience, it mirrors. We can feel that energy. It inspires us. It
Yes.
shows us the way. It almost gives us hope of never giving up, no matter what.
Yeah. And again, there's a lot of conditioning around that. So like a lot of, again, in the New Age spirituality world is that, oh, it didn't work, therefore it's not meant for me. No, that just encourages people to give up. I mean, trust in yourself, know thyself truly, authentically. What is your authentic projection? Be that. That's all that is required. It is that simple.
I love this. And it's so reassuring. It's almost like, I know this is such a high level manifestation period with the 11 portal, this energetically. So it's just, this conversation is so timely. It's almost like if somebody's listening to us and you have something you want to manifest and you want to believe in, it's to hold on to it, and connect with the love behind it. So let's give the 3
yes.
before we wrap up. So 1 is the divine.
2 is we have access to all information, right? There's no question, no.
I think you are, because if you are able to be a trader, just because you learned how to do that on your own, you definitely have access to everything. Like, really.
Yep. And all the other businesses. I mean, the number of businesses I started, like I've changed the law in 3 countries when it comes to the protection of women and children. I started the first ever wine region, a whole new wine region in South Africa. I'm International Woman Winemaker of the World. I won I represented South Africa at international diving. I'm a national swimmer. I was a sponsored paragliding pilot. All the things that I've done. It's all of it. It's all of it. It's just that it just goes on. There's an infiniteness about it, and this is another problem, the challenge that so many people have is they have the construct they have around abundance. Again, the abundance is a very corrupted term as well. But the concept around abundance, there's still a limitation on abundance. But for me, abundance represents the waves that just never stop. Never for eternity. They just never stop. And again, people struggle to grasp that. That's
a piece. Like there would be no more. Yeah.
So, and then the third one, and this is the hardest part for people to really, a lot of my experience, a lot of people get, because most people have experienced glimpses of their own divinity and experienced glimpses of their ability to move on awareness or get information that they have no idea where it came from. The next part is the more challenging part because of the amount of conditioning, programming, and inherited beliefs. And that is every single obstacle, every single block, every single challenge is an invitation to come back home to self. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But for most people, look outside of themselves for the solution.
They think it's a punishment, or like
people will often call it karma, or
or
whatever, beat themselves up for whatever reason, or seek the solution outside of themselves, when the truth is you come back home to yourself. It's counterintuitive because the way we've been conditioned to live, because of the way we've been educated, right? It's counterintuitive. But when you come back home to self and you reconnect to your authentic self, and you build your own inner trust again, and you're clearing anything that's not that, and you project from that, everything, all the obstacles, all the challenges just fall away, and you start moving to what comes to you is everything that supports that you are being. That is the authentic projection of who you are.
Wow. This is the most beautiful thing. And coming back to yourself is, for the solution to everything. And I love the way, you put it as a third, because the first one, we know about it. There is more awareness about the spirituality, the divinity. The second one, we can make sense of it because it's true now with the digital. Even before, it was accessible even without digital. But the third one is the hardest, and this is what we need more of.
Yes. It is the most challenging because it's counterintuitive, but it's about coming back home to your own authentic self. And this is the part that a lot of people, a lot of coaches say, a lot of trainers and mentors say that I help people or I mentor. Well, we cannot help anybody. It's who we are in what we do and how we do it that has the ripple effect that activates others.
Yes.
Us being we are first and foremost that we are the greatest service, not just to ourselves, our family, our community, but our clients, but humanity.
Yes.
That's where we lift the tide for all ships, by being more of who we are. But when so much of the construct in this 3D reality we live in has manipulated that, and people feel there's a sense of selfishness about that. It's nothing to do with that. The truth of being the full authentic expression of who we are is our foremost only priority. And that is where we serve most powerfully, being more of who we are. And that is where we get to live in the higher frequencies of love, compassion, and empathy, where there is unity. And the spillover, the ripple effect of that just flows on and on and on. And who do you impact by being that? Who do they then impact by being that? Who do they then impact by being that?
And the ripple effect is everywhere.
The levels of consciousness.
Well, I certainly feel impacted by your beautiful story, by your generosity in sharing that, and your grace. And I am so honored and so grateful for this moment with you, Judy. Like truly.
So much. I really appreciate the space and the opportunity to share
I
this.
do, and you touched me in the bottom of my heart, and I wanted to really tell you that today. And I just feels like you gave me, and I'm sure to everyone listening to us on direct or on replay, give us hope that no matter what, keep your dream, make it alive, and connect with the biggest love that we have inside of us. And if we are only able to see it, to feel it, that ecstasy will be our home forever.
It would. Absolutely. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you very much. Sending you so much love, and I hope to see you sometime soon. Bye-bye.
Totally.
Bye, everyone.